Hi friends, happy Friday, happy Mary Magdalene Feast Day, also known as the Day of the Divine Feminine. And today I want to share about the feminine, of course, the Awaken Your Feminine retreat that's coming up next Saturday, July 30th, in-house here at Mu Barre Temple. And I want to talk about what does that mean to awaken your feminine, because I think we all have some kind of perception or some kind of idea about what awakening our feminine means, but if we haven't devoted ourselves fully to that path, which I mean that's not too common, we have a very boxed in definition about what awakening your feminine is. So I want to talk a little bit about that. I just finished a beautiful energy session with a beautiful soul. Hi, welcome. Please type in any questions throughout. I just finished an energy session which reminded me so much about why this work is so important at this time. And I don't say this because I do this work, I'm in it. I didn't choose this work. And I think that that's why I'm so passionate about it, because it streams through me, it comes through me, and as I do the work, as I show up for the thing, for the events, for the sessions, for the classes, it shows me and teaches me, and therefore as it teaches me, I can then try to ground it, put words into it, and then share it out. So awakening the feminine, why is that so important at this time? So in my perspective, and I always say in my perspective because it can totally be different than yours, but in the transition that we're living at this time, we are being asked to find more balance, right? You can see it in the world between the masculine and the feminine, the mind and the heart ultimately. And the energy session that I just did was this recalibration between Atlantis and Lemuria, if any of you are connected to those ancient civilizations. But to me, everything is becoming very quantum very quickly. And so when we use words, I will say a word, but then I have all these visions behind that one word. So I say Atlantis and Lemuria, and immediately I think or feel or I see mind and heart, or divine mind and womb, or masculine and feminine, or material world, physical reality, and the unseen divine energy world. And so balancing all of these things, that's what I mean when I say balancing Atlantis, Lemuria, masculine and feminine. And it's not, you don't balance them to the point that you become both of them simultaneously. And this is why I believe awakening your feminine is really important, because we're not trying to become feminine or masculine or both at the same time all the time. And we can always go back to ancient symbology. The yin-yang symbol, right? You see black and white in one whole, and this is what world we're stepping into. We are being asked to step into a world where we can start to balance our own energies, but if we're too much in one or too much in the other, how do you balance them out? And this is sort of like the polarity struggle, the war that we're in right now, because we're trying to choose one and identify with one, or put them in a box, even so. So being able to awaken your feminine, what does that mean for you? And that's really a big part of the retreat that we're going to be exploring next Saturday, is what does feminine mean to you? Because what feminine means to me, it's expressing right now in this phase of life in a very, very powerful, strong, creative way. And that is for me at this time. But when I see a lot of clients awakening their feminine or activating their heart and womb centers, that could be expressed in a myriad of ways. And so the idea behind Awakening Your Feminine retreat is to create a space where we can bring in all the feminine modalities, all the feminine healing modalities that we practice here at the temple, and navigate and explore and ask the questions, and maybe not even walk away with answers, but at least having opened that door, stepping into that space of like, what does awakening the feminine right now in my life ask of me right now? It could ask of me more flow and surrender, but the way that I've been working with the feminine lately, there hasn't been much surrender and flow. There's been a lot of feet on the ground, really grounding a very particular kind of frequency. And that doesn't mean that it's masculine. It just means that the feminine energy is being asked to be grounded so that we can literally be more conscious creators. And that's really, really important, because the more of us that awaken, the more of us that light up, the more of us that can light up the divine mind, not just the mind, but the higher wisdom of the mind, the higher wisdom of the heart, not just the heart, not just the heart center, the heart chakra, but the wisdom of the heart, the womb, and not just the physical womb, but the wisdom of the womb. That's a totally different level of opening into those centers and opening into that consciousness, if you will. And so the more that we open these centers and realign them and click them back in, the more we can anchor into our body wisdom. And that's a big thing that I'm seeing a lot right now. Like, our bodies are frazzled. Our bodies are like go, go, go. Our bodies are like throw up, if that, like on the mind, here's our strategy, this is how we're going to survive or whatever. And the idea is, how can we start coming back to this vehicle, to this human body, and create a strong container? And that strong container for me is based in the pelvis, it's based in the womb. It's creating that bowl to hold the highest frequencies that are coming in right now. And as you awaken the feminine, she will guide you in that, because she has to guide you back into your body. That is the feminine path. The feminine path has to be through the body. You can't think your way there. You can't affirm your way there. There's a lot of people coming in saying, I'm really trying to keep a positive mindset. I have my affirmations every day. I repeat these things every day. I'm like, oh, that's nice. What are you physically doing about it? What does your routine look like? What do your daily habits look like? What are you showing up to daily? Oh, well, it's kind of that's sort of like a little bit of a distortion, because we can affirm all day, we can stay in our mind all day, but until we drop into the wisdom of our cells, our bones, our blood, you're gonna run into walls. And so, hello, welcome. Let me know if you have any questions. Yeah, it's really important to start tapping into the wisdom of the body. And the wisdom of the body is what's going to hold that container. So what are we doing in the retreat next Saturday? Like I said, all the divine feminine healing modalities that we do here at the temple. Of course, sacred cacao. Of course, sound healing. Of course, energy work. We're going to be moving through some breath, and it's not breath work, it is just a breath exercise to open you up. We're going to be using dance with our dear Nadia. Really, really excited to have her and to have her guide us through this dance exploration. And we are going to have beautiful conversations and community connections. And that's where the magic is, right? Because we cannot do this alone. We just can't. We're not meant to be on the path like this in a cave by ourselves. We don't have the answers, and that's why this process is so humbling, because we have to be able to look over our shoulder and say, hey, I need your help. What do you see that I don't? And then when we come together, and you guys, those of you that have been in here, you're living it. We experience it. Like, oh, you too. Oh, you got that part of the puzzle. Oh, now it makes sense. Oh, this is what I received. That's what you received, right? So when we come together with a collective intention of, we are awakening our feminine today. We are coming together to recalibrate our energy systems, to figure out what is going on, or what is it that I need in my life, in my body, in my routines. What is it that needs to be grounded right now? And when we do that, and then we create magic around that, a lot of feminine magic, with conversation, with open-hearted communication, with these modalities that we've always used as a humanity, which have always led us back to our wisdom, our body's wisdom. When we do that, magic happens, and that's when the quantum realm opens up and provides. So yeah, and there's a few more surprises, which what's the point of sharing? I can't say that. That's a surprise. So yeah, Awaken Your Feminine retreat happening next Saturday, 10 to 5 all day here at the temple. And if you're being called by the rose, if you're being called by your body, if you're being asked to just stop and listen, it's within that stopping and listening that the feminine can then open the door and take a step forward and be seen. And a lot of times we just need to say yes to a space or a session or a group event, right? We just need to say yes to then show up and see why are we saying yes. If you're just awaken the feminine and you're just feeling called to that, check it out. Go to the website. You can go on the link in bio on Instagram, or just go straight to the website landing page right there. There's a link, Awaken Your Feminine Retreat. And this is going to be one of many. And the idea is to continue moving deeper and deeper and deeper into this work. So yeah, it's just time. It's time to be gathering, to be doing this kind of beautiful, magical, activating, recalibrating work. And it's time to answer the call if that's what you feel. I would love to have you here. And there are some beautiful souls that already are aligned and ready to be here. I'm only leaving about 3 more spaces open. I don't want it to be a crazy amount of people. I want it to be intimate. I do want everyone to be able to have their space to speak and be seen and expressed. So 3, maybe 4 more women is what feels right. And that's about it. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you haven't subscribed to the newsletter, please do that. If you haven't come into the temple, I don't know what you're waiting for. There's so much magic happening here. And that's about it. That's all I have for you today. I hope to see you soon and hear from you. Bye-bye.